Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Rabbi.
How are you? Are you all well? Frank, how are you?
Baruch Hashem, okay, thank you very much. All well.
That's so nice to see you with us. Who else with
Hello,
us?
Rob.
Mark with us. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Rob.
How are
Hello,
you? Oh, we have Jeffrey with us. Jeffrey, Bruchim Habayim. Once again, we're going to give you a hardly mazel tov. Please God,
Thank
they
you.
build Beit Ne'eman b'Israel. Al adnei
Amen,
HaTorah.
amen, amen. Thank you.
Mark, I can see our friend Janet. She's standing up. Is she walking?
Walking. She's
Janet,
walking.
Janet.
I'm walking. I'm walking.
Good girl. Good
Baruch
girl.
Rofeh Holim. It's so beautiful. Yo. You don't know how much we daven for you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Who
Thank
else
you.
with us? Stephen is with us. Let's see who's with us. Louis with us. Lionel with us. Ari Katz with us. Yo, what a beautiful thing. Ari, please unmute your thing because I need the name. Ari, can you hear me? Please give me the name because I want to delegate the shi'ur.
The name for what?
What's the name? For you have a outside on Shabbos. I need the name.
Bina Bracha.
Dina Bracha.
Bina with
Bina.
a bait. Bina
Okay,
Bracha.
Bina Bracha.
Moshe Yosef.
Moshe Yosef. Okay. So it's welcome. Thank you for joining us, Ari. Who else with us? There's more with us. Who is else with us? Isaac with us. Sean with us. No good. More people will start. But I would like, I see El joining us. Bezrat Hashem. So I would like to start the show because we're 2 minutes over, and we're not going to take more than 40 minutes. So I'm going to start the introduction for the Parsha. I'm going to mute everyone, and we're starting the Parsha, Be'ezrat Hashem. So, but before we start, I would like to dedicate the show in honor of Esther Kaden Bat Ketzia, Mordechai Ben Rahma, Bina Bracha Bat Moshe Yosef, Tamar Bat Zehava, Rachel Bat Malka Sultana, יעקב סלומון בן פחמן דבורה רות בת בילה חיים אליהו בן ישעיהו אליהו דוד בן אברהם השם ניקום דמו ומלכה רג'ינה בת ג'ויה. Please God that the words of Torah that we speak is to uplift their soul up in heaven. Okay.
Rob, you left out Rabbi Tenzer.
I did. Rav Avraham Haim. Didn't I say that?
I don't think so.
Rav Avraham Haim ben Eliezer Yaakov. I think I mentioned him, but if not, I mention him now. Also, in health of Liora Bat Miriam, Menashe Naji ben Farha, Orna Bluma Bat Miriam, Harav Avraham ben Marima, Rav Shlomo Yehuda ben Dalia, Harav Moshe ben Devora, Haim Eitan ben Gabriel Shulamit Aviva, Avraham David ben Sarah Gitol, Dvora Bat Esther, Bracha Bat Malka, Tzadok ben Sarah, Rohama Shulamit Bat Haya Shein Alea, Sarah Rivka Bat Yehudit, Shmariyahu ben Batya, Sheina Keila Bat Hana, Mordechai David ben Leah, Leiva Kohen ben Elisheva Bat Liba, Sarah Dvora Bat Elka, Gavriel ben Haya Sheina Leah. Please God, refuah shlema to all of them and kol she'ar cholei shoya mo Israel. Introduction for the Parsha. At the beginning of the Parsha, Moshe Rabbeinu gathered the entire assembly of Bnei Israel, and he tell them the command that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tell them to build the Beit Hamikdash. When it was on the 11th of Tishrei in the year 2449 for the creation. That means that's Motzei Yom Kippur, after Yom Kippur. There is the reason why I specifically brought it, because that's going to be one of the main showing tonight that we're going to focus on that day. After that, Moshe Rabbeinu warned the Jewish people that when you're building the Mishkan, you're not allowed to do it on a Shabbos. On a Shabbos, you're not allowed to build the Mishkan, and from here we got the 39 melachot that we have regarding not working on Shabbos. That after that, the Torah tells us that the Bnei Israel, the children of Israel, actually donated everything that was supposed to be donated for the Mishkan. That means Bnei Israel given more than enough. Then the Torah tells us later on in the Parsha that the woman, the smart woman, they was the one to weave, okay, the wool for the vessel of Beit Hamikdash, that means the parochet and etc. HaKadosh Baruch Hu command Betzalel ben Uri for the tribe of Dan, of the tribe of Yehuda, with him Oliav ben Achisamach lemate Dan for the tribe of Dan, okay, that they're gonna be the craftsmen that in charge about all the work, how to build the tabernacle. Moshe Rabbeinu actually, when he got all the donation, suddenly he declared enough. Genug, we have enough. It's never happened in a Jewish history. It was the first time and the last time that ever people say enough for donation. I have more than enough. After that, Betzalel with the rest of the craftsmen together, building all the vessel of Beit Hamikdash, that was the table, it was the menorah, and all the other vessel, except one thing, Rabotai, the Holy Ark, been built only by Aaron HaKohen. We'll speak later on in the show about it and why is it so important. Towards the end of the Parsha, the Torah tells us that they have to do the vessel. What it means, the vessel? The kiyor. That way the Kohanim wash their hand and their feet before they come to serve. Okay, and Beit HaMikdash. Now we're going to start the Parsha Be'ezrat Hashem, Na'aseh v'natzliach, v'Hashem aleinu berachamav v'yarviach. Louis, don't forget to unmute yourself. ויקהל משה את כל עדת בני ישראל, ויאמר עליהם, אלה הדברים אשר ציווה אדוני לעשות אותם. בכבוד.
Moses assembled the entire assembly. Yeah, am I? Yeah. Moses assembled the entire assembly of the children of Israel and said to them, these are the things that Hashem commanded to do them. Hello?
Continue.
Okay. On 6 days work may be done, but on the seventh day shall be holy to you, a day of complete rest for Hashem. Whoever does work on it shall be put to death.
Okay,
you
so you read 2 verses, it's good. No, Baruch Hashem. No, it's enough. Okay,
yeah.
So here we see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tell Moshe Rabbeinu to gather the entire assembly, and we explained the beginning of the shiur that it was on Motzei Yom Kippur. That means straight after Yom Kippur. And Rashi HaKadosh come and tell us, Lemaharat Yom Kippurim haya. What is different does it make to me when Moshe gathered the entire assembly of Israel? Kol Adat Bnei Israel. What difference does it make? Why? That Moshe, according to Rashi HaKadosh, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzhaki, he born in the city of Troyes, in the north of France, 982 years ago. And the question is, what difference does it make that Rashi have to put emphasis on that Moshe Rabbeinu gathered the entire Jewish assembly straight after Yom Kippur? And we have to understand what hiding behind it. It's not for nothing. It's come to teach us a very important message. The Kli Yakar. The Kli Yakar, his name was Rabbi Shlomo Ephraim Milontowitz, okay? He born in Poland 482 years ago. And in his book, he wrote the book that called Kli Yakar and Olelot Ephraim. In the book of Olelot Ephraim, he explained that, as a matter of fact, it was a deliberate move by Moshe Rabbeinu to gather the entire Jewish assembly, Dafka, straight after Yom Kippur. Why? Because on Yom Kippur, we know usually people ask one each other for forgiveness. Usually people do tshuva. usually people in that day, they're like angels. Not only that they dress right, they fast, they don't eat, they don't drink. They ask each other for forgiveness. Their unity on Yom Kippur, it's beyond understanding. Moshe Rabbeinu decided that he's going to take that spiritual situation that the Jewish people reach, the level of spirituality, sorry, and he's going to join them together. And what is he going to do with that? Straight after Yom Kippur, while they're in such a spiritual higher level, he's going to gather them together and ask them regarding building the Mishkan. Why? Because he was worried that Has B'Shalom was be a spiritual decline amongst the Jews. So what does he want to do? Now he come and he tell the Jewish people, listen, we have to build the portable Beit Mikdash. That's the Mishkan, okay? What has he done? He done it Dafka. Why did he done it Dafka then? Because Moshe Rabbeinu knew if he wanted the tabernacle to last for so long, for many years, there's one thing that you have to do. What does he have to do? To do it while Bnei Israel, number one, in a high spiritual moment. Number two, while they united, because straight after Yom Kippur, everyone's still united. No one crossed, there is no faribol, because everyone fasted all day. So on that higher level, what has he done? He put them together. That means that Moshe Rabbeinu gathered the Jewish people and command them to build the tabernacle. Why? Because tabernacle is a portable Beit Mikdash. That it's the condition that the existing of the tabernacle will be for many years. What does it come to teach us? It's come to teach us, Rabotai, the importance of unity amongst the Jewish people. If people united in a Jewish nation, no one can win us. Even Yetzer Hara cannot fit if we united. Hazal say. Then he said, Kol Adat Bnei Israel. What it means, the entire Jewish assembly. I saw a beautiful commentary that brought by the Gaon Hida. Hida is stand for Rabbi Chaim Yosef David Azulai. He born in the city of Jerusalem 298 years ago. And he actually brings the Zohar, okay? And later on, we'll explain what the Hida say. So what the Zohar, what the word of the Zohar means. And the Zohar tell us in Sefer Bereshit, okay? In page 170, folio 2. Okay, the Zohar tells us that, by the way, it's also in the Gemara, Masechet Makot, Talmud, Masechet Makot, 23, folio 2. And it tells us that we have in a body 248 limbs and 365 tendons. Together, the 613. Said the Zohar HaKadosh that all of those organs together, if you take them, 613, it's awards the Taryag mitzvot. That means the 613 mitzvot that we have in the Torah. That means in every limb and every tendon in a body, it awards certain mitzvot. He said when a Jewish person doing the mitzvah, and there is unity amongst the Jewish people, the entire Jewish people, listen to that, Rabotai, listen to that. The mitzvah that one person done, it's like the entire nation done. And if the entire nation done a mitzvah and one person didn't done it, they automatically include him. So it's come to teach us something very important about that when the Jewish people united, even the limb and the tendon that we do in mitzvot with them, uniting people. Not only that it's united the people, it's considered like every individual that done mitzvah, it's considered like the entire Jewish nation done the mitzvah. And that's, said the Zohar HaKadosh. So the secret behind the 248 limbs and the 365 tendons that we have, it's to teach us that in our body, when we do mitzvot, Okay? It's wood, every tendon and every limb. Not only that, listen to that. The Zohar HaKadosh explained, actually, I saw it in the name of Ari HaKadosh. Let me explain it to you. That sometimes people feel certain pain in certain part of their body. Okay? Like the neck, something like that. And they asked Ari HaKadosh, one of his students came to him and he said to him, you know, his neck and his shoulder very sore. And Ari HaKadosh, we all know, used to be a great Kabbalistic, one of the biggest Kabbalistic in the 16th century that actually opened for us the Zohar HaKadosh. He revealed to us the secret of the Torah. And he said to his student like this, you know why your neck and your shoulder sore? Because after you do Mayim Ahronim, after you vas the Mayim Ahronim, before you say Birkat HaMazon, you talk, and you're not allowed to talk. And that's why your shoulder sore. He said, how did you work it out? He said, work it out. Mayim Ahronim v'katef, you'll see that it's the same. So from here we see that sometimes people suffer agony and pain. Why is it? Because they have to do correction for certain things that they don't do properly. For example, was the student of Ari HaKadosh that came to him, and he asked him that he have pain in his shoulder and his neck. Why is it? Because you speak, okay, between Mayim Ahronim and Birkat HaMazon. You're not allowed to talk. You done Mayim Ahronim Chova, immediately start benching. Or if you're waiting for a zimur, don't say any word. Keep sealed. And that's what we're learning. Said the Gaon Hidani, bringing the Zohar HaKadosh. Again, I repeat, Rabotai, it's in Sefer Bereshit, in page 170, folio 2, if you want to check it. Or if you want to see it also, in a Talmud, it's in Masechet Makot 23, folio 2. Remember that. That all the tendons and all the limbs that in our body, it's a word, each one, it's a word, certain mitzvah. Okay, so from here we learn something, Rabotai, that the unity of the Jewish people is so important. And that's what I wanted to focus. And that's what I wanted to speak. Why Moshe Rabbeinu gathered Bnei Israel straight after Yom Kippur. Because if we want to keep something going, something working, only unity. And Hazal tell us, when there is no unity, lo alenu, the Yetzer Hara come in. And if Yetzer Hara come in, that's it. Destruction. So if there is unity among, and you look at it, if there is a congregation that they're very united, nothing can destroy that congregation. It's the unity. As long as there is no mahloket, the mahloket, boy, mahloket is like fire. I will get to it. That's also one of our plan. Right now, I'm going to start. In verse 2, it says, Sheshet Yamim Ta'aseh Melacha, okay? Sheshet Yamim Ta'aseh Melacha, Ubayom HaShevi'i Yeh Lachem Kodesh, Shabbat Shabbaton, LaAdonai, Kol HaOseh Bo Melacha Yumat. Here, Rashi HaKadosh tell us something very interesting. Rashi HaKadosh say, what does it mean? What does it mean? Sheshet Yamim Ta'aseh Melacha. So Rashi HaKadosh tell us that here we see that before the building of the Mishkan, the Torah speak about the holiness of Shabbos. And the Mefarshim say, what's happening here? Wait a minute. Previous parsha in Parashat Ki Tisa, you spoke about the Mishkan, and then you spoke about the Shabbat. And this parsha, Parashat Vayakhel, you're speaking about the Shabbat first and then the Mishkan. What's happening here? Why is it? Why in Parashat Ki Tisa, it was the command first to build the Mishkan, and then towards the end, the Torah speak about keeping Shabbat. In this parsha, exactly the opposite. First, the Torah come and command us, keep Shabbat, and then she told us about all the orders, how to build the Mishkan, what to do, and etc. Why is it? I saw a beautiful answer of Hidushei Harim. Hidushei Harim, it's a book that's been written by Rabbi Yitzhak Meir Alter. Rabbi Yitzhak Meir Alter, he was the Guru Rebbe, the first Guru Rebbe. He born in Poland 223 years ago. And in his book, he explained it so beautifully. Listen what he explained. And he said like this. He said in a previous parsha, the Torah come and speak about the Mishkan first and then Shabbat. You know why? Because that every materialist work that you done, okay, it was like a preparation for Shabbat. Everything that you done, it was a preparation for Shabbat. Why? Because the Het HaEgel, the sin of the golden calf, didn't been done. Parashat Vayakhel came after the sin of Het HaEgel. He said, now that they done the sin of Het HaEgel, there's a problem. Why? Because every materialism work that they have to do in a Mishkan, although that it was holy, but it still was materialism work, like to prepare the vessel, to do certain things. It needed the energy that we receive from Shabbat. While before the sins of Het HaEgel, we have that energy that everything was preparing for Shabbat. After the sin of Het HaEgel, said the Guru Rebbe, the first Guru Rebbe in his book Hidushei Harim, the level of spirituality dropped, and the level of holiness to prepare. You need to wait till you get to need that energy from the Holy Shabbos. While before Het HaEgel, we didn't need it. Everything was in such a higher level that it was preparing for Shabbat. In a different level, in a higher level, to understand that before the sin of Het HaEgel, we was already the same level. Rabotai, listen to that, like the day that Adam HaRishon being created, before his sin. That means Hazal and Gemara and Zohar tell us nidbatla zohamatam shel Israel. That means that in Ma'amad Har Sinai, after we stood in Mount Sinai, HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought us to the same day like he created Adam HaRishon before the sin. That means the Zohama, what it means Zohama, it's all the evilness that there is in the world, he removed it. He even canceled the deaths from the world. But after the multi-nation, like we explained in previous Shorim, enticed the Jewish people, okay, to benefit from the golden calf, and the Erev Rav, the multi-nation, they done the golden calf, as the Zohar said, okay, in Parashat Terumah. The Zohar said that it was Yonos and Yombros, the two sons of Bilam HaRasha. They actually done there was a big witchcraft that they put everything together and they make the golden calf. Okay, so we see from here that what it's come to tell us, what Rashi tried to tell us and to teach us, by that he said that in this parsha, first the Shabbos mentioned before the Mishkan. And all the Mefarshim jump on that. It's to teach us that we drop level of holiness, and every materialist jobs that we do in our life need the blessing of Shabbat. That's me. That when we wanted to do the Mishkan, when we wanted to do all the materialism work that we want, we needed the blessing of Shabbat. And that's the same in every day. We'll speak about it just now. And then in verse 3, look what it says. Lo teva'aru esh bechol moshvotechem beyom HaShabbat. Louis, verse 3.
And you shall not kindle fire in any of your dwellings on the Sabbath day.
Okay, here the Torah commands us that we're not allowed to create a fire on Shabbos. We spoke about it in previous Shorim, what it means Today I'm going to bring a different Hidush. I'm going to speak about Musar. If you look all of this show, I'm focusing on Musar. I saw a beautiful commentary that brought by Rabbi Yaakov Haim Sofer. Rabbi Yaakov Haim Sofer, born in the city of Baghdad 155 years ago in Iraq. He wrote the famous book Kaf HaHaim. Kaf HaHaim, it's a book of halachot, okay? It's he's well known for that book. But he wrote another book, Ismach Israel. And that Ismach Israel speaking about the parsha. And he said like this. It said, Lo teva'aru esh bechol moshvotechem beyom HaShabbat. What it means, esh, he bringing the Zohar HaKadosh. The Zohar HaKadosh in Parasha, in Sefer Shemot, in page 182, folio 2, there the Zohar HaKadosh said that esh, it's hinting to us not to get cross. Esh, it's mean angriness, okay? People get cross and angry on Shabbat. That's the Zohar HaKadosh. It's come to tell you something extraordinary. Listen to that. He said that the Holy Spirit that we have on us and the extra spirit that we have on us on Shabbat, Chas v'shalom, when a person gets cross on Shabbat and angry on Shabbat, he loses his holy soul and the extra soul that he gets on Shabbat. When do we get the extra soul on Shabbat? That's when we sing in Lecha Dodi, when we say Boi Kala, Boi Kala. Remember in the end, Boi Kala, Boi Kala. When you say Boi Kala, you actually are referring to the extra soul, say Ari HaKadosh. That in your mind, when you sing Boi Kala, you have to have in mind that you'll get the extra soul of Shabbat. Say the Kaf HaHaim, the Rabbi Yaakov Haim Sofer, when a person has v'shalom get upset, get cross on Shabbat, angry, not only that he loses his holy neshama, he loses also the extra soul that he gets on Friday night. What do you learn from here, Rabotai? We learn from here that Chas v'shalom, when a person become angry and cross, and Chazal in the Gemara Masechet Avodah Zarah, I don't remember the page. Gemara Masechet Avodah Zarah say Kol ha'ko'es kilo oved Avodah Zarah. Ve'im hacham hu, if it's a scholar person, shocheach Torato, he even loses Torah. How dangerous is to get cross? Okay, all week around, never mind on Shabbat. But on Shabbos, if you get cross, lo teva'aru esh, you're not allowed to light a fire. We'll speak about it just now. You even lose not only the holy neshama, the extra neshama that you get on Shabbos. I saw another beautiful commentary that the Mefarshim say, that we say that the word fire, it's to hint to us regarding the angerness and anger and cross that the person has. Why dafka on Shabbos the Torah tell us not to get cross? Now, Rabotai, here I'm going to speak about the Pshat, Drash. I'm always mixing the Pardes, Pshat, Remez, Drash, Sod. But now I'm going to go from the back to the front. So Hazal said that why dafka on Shabbat? Why dafka on Shabbat? Rabotai, listen to that. Because on Shabbos people don't work. After davening, people don't rush straight to work. People sit and schmooze and talk, and that's beautiful. But don't take that situation and sit and speak Lashon Hara and to cause faribo and to cause anger. So Hazal come and tell us that the Torah knew that on Shabbos people relax. But don't take that situation that you don't have to work and start causing faribol and havoc and fighting, because Shabbos is the time that to study Torah. And if you take that Torah and instead talking nonsense and talking Lashon Hara, that will lead inevitably to cause angerness. Why? Because this one faribol and that, Haim Yanko with Haim Shmuel, and it will never end. So come the Torah and tell us, "Lo tevaru esh." You're not allowed to cause anger and faribol and lashon hara when on Shabbat. Lo tevaru esh b'Shabbat. Why? Because Shabbat, everyone relax, everyone have a little bit of schmooze, everyone starts to feel happy, doesn't have to rush to work, so you have time. So what also have time? The Yetzer Hara also jumping. The Yetzer Hara also start to penetrate. Come the Torah and tell us, the Mefarshim say, stop it right there. Don't continue with that. Let's move to verse 4. Verse 4 tell us something very interesting. Look what it say here in verse 4. ככל מאיתכם תרומה לאדוני, כל נדיב ליבו יביאנה. את תרומת אדוני זהב וכסף ונחושת.
Moses said to the entire assembly of the children of Israel, saying, "This is the word that Hashem has commanded us, saying."
What it mean? Hashem command us to say. What does it mean? Hashem command us to say. Asher tziva Hashem lem. What it mean to say? So the Mefarshim explain a so beautiful commentary that borrowed. First of all, let's bring the Rashbam. Who was the Rashbam? The Rashbam was Rabbi Shmuel ben Meir. Rabbi Shmuel ben Meir born in the city of Romro. Romro. Where is Romro? Romro was the city in the north of France. He born 942 years ago. That's the Rashbam. And he wrote in his answer number 581, listen to that there is a mitzvah. There is a mitzvah in the Torah that the Torah tells us. Sorry, where did I am? Yeah. וידבר משה אל כל עדת בני ישראל לאמור, זה הדבר אשר ציווה השם לאמור. Say the Rashbam in his tshuvot that people ask him, when people give a donation, when a person give a donation, should we publicize his name or no? Why? Listen to that one. Because Hazal tell us that when you do a mitzvah, you should do it quietly, not to publicize. Do it quietly. HaKadosh Baruch Hu no. Come the Rashbam. The Rashbam was from the Rishonim, 942 years ago. In his answer, 581, you can check it out, he said the opposite. He said that there is a mitzvah. Listen to that. There is a mitzvah to publicize those that donate money for holy thing. But wait, the Torah tells us do it quietly, b'tzniut, not to show. No, he says yes, you have to. So he said, where did you learn that? They ask. The Rashbam say here, HaKadosh Baruch Hu say, ויאמר משה אל כל עדת בני ישראל, זה הדבר אשר ציווה השם לאמור. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu told me to say. What to say? To publicize the donors. Come, I saw in a book of Pardes Yosef. Pardes Yosef, it's a book that's been written by Rabbi Yosef Potobinsky. Let me see. Yeah, Rabbi Yosef Potobinsky. Rabbi Yosef Potobinsky born 148 years ago. And in his book, he explained from that it says, Asher tziva Hashem le'emor, although that the tzedakah, when a person gives it tzedakah, he must do it quietly, he mustn't publicize. Not only that, baseter. What does it mean, baseter? Quietly, not to show anyone, do it that no one knows. Okay? He said, although that this is the mitzvah, here the Torah come and tell us that you obligated to publicize the donors. Okay? So we see two people that say, number one, the Rashbam, that was a Rishon. Rishon, it was from the time of the Rishonim. Who was the Rishonim? Rashi HaKadosh, Haramban, beyond understanding what it's Rishonim. And Rabbi Yosef Potobinsky come and say in his book, you know why? Now we explain why. Why we should publish. Why is it good to publicize people that donate. Say the Mefarshim something extraordinary. By that yet you will publicize, that will make other people see that they been publicized because donate, and they will have the desire also to donate. I know that most of people love to show off. Very few love to do it quietly. He said, but when you publicize, even those that didn't want to give a donation, but they want to see, they want to have a yichus, they'll see that Chaim Yankel given, although that he doesn't want the kavod, he doesn't want nothing to be mentioned, but because you wrote, Mr. Chaim Yankel donated X, Y, Z, you don't have to write the amount, but he donated some. When you mention his name, those that wanted to be mentioned the name, they will have the desire to also donate. That's mean to encourage other people to donate. So now we understand that when people give a tzedakah, we should publicize them. You don't have to tell the amount. You just mention Chaim Yankel. He donated money for that institute. He donated for that building, and etc. Why? To encourage other people to also donate. Now I'm going to move to chapter 36. Chapter 36, Louis, verse 7. We're going to verse 7. And in verse 7, it says something very interesting, and I want you to focus with me, because here there is a contradiction. Look what it says. והמלאכה הייתה דיים. לכל המלאכה לעשות אותה ויותר.
But the work had been done enough for all the work to do, and there was extra.
Okay. Look at the contradiction. You told me that the donation that they given for the Mishkan was enough. Stop here. והמלאכה הייתה דיים. That means the donation that they given, to build the tabernacle, the Beit Hamikdash, was enough. Then the Torah tells us, לכל המלאכה לעשות אותה ויותר. You come and tell me that it was more. So decide, or enough, or it was more. How much donation you got? You got enough donation to build the tabernacle, or you got more than enough to donate to build a tabernacle? That question been asked, Rabotai, that beautiful question been asked by Rabbi Chaim ben Attar. Rabbi Chaim ben Attar, born in the city of Sali in Morocco 326 years ago. In his commentary that called Or Haim HaKadosh, it's called Or Haim, we always add up HaKadosh because it was the holiness. He asked that question. He focused on that word. And he said, listen, it say here specifically, it's telling me specifically that it was enough, the Torah. Then the Torah come and tell me that it was more than enough. So decide it was enough or it was more than enough. So say Rabbi Chaim ben Attar, listen to that answer. Again, from here we learn Musar, and we learn beautiful Musar. Say Rabbi Chaim ben Attar like this. Here we show the affection that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has for Bnei Israel, the love, the special love that he has for Bnei Israel. He said that when Bnei Israel given the donation, they given more. It was true, it was much more than they needed for the Beit HaMikdash. But now, go and tell those people that given donation from the bottom of their heart, listen, I don't need it, it's going to break their heart. All the hard effort that they done it to give it as a donation, and you go and tell someone, no, I don't need it anymore, here, take it back. It's going to hurt somewhere. Say Rabbi Chaim ben Attar, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took even the extra, and he make a miracle that all the gold, all the silver, all the copper, the tchelet and the argaman, the tola'at shani, the shesh mozar, the aizim, everything that they brought, although that was extra, started to build Beit HaMikdash, make a miracle. Why is that? Because he didn't want to disappoint or have to tell someone, listen, I have enough, I don't want. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu show here the affection that he had for the Jewish people, the love. So what has he done? He make a miracle, although that was more than enough. What has he done? He fitted everything to Beit Hamikdash. So from here we learn Musar, Rabotai, big Musar, is how much we have to appreciate our wife. All the work that they do in a house, how much they give, and how much they help with the kid. All day, we at work. Who's looking after the house? Who's looking after the kid? Who's doing all the shopping? How much we have to appreciate the wife. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu have a feeling for the Jewish people and he didn't want to tell them, look, I have enough. Moshe Rabbeinu tell them to take it back. Why? Because he didn't want to hurt their feeling. How much we have to make sure that we are appreciating our partners, the children, our fellow at work, the workers, and etc. Another idea, what does it mean? I saw another commentary that brought by Rav Shion Cohen. Rav Shion Cohen said, if you take the word dayam, daled, yud, mem, what does it mean? Miyad. Turn the letters, you get miyad. And then hoter, if you take the word hoter, change the letters, you get Torah. He said, here the Torah tells us a secret, a beautiful secret. The Torah tells us that he come to hint us that the person that study Torah, and yes, you go to work, you have to go to work. Okay? Not everyone can sit on yeshiva from the morning to the evening to study Torah. Because the Torah speak about it's a curse, but it's also a mitzvah. The Rambam say, so commentary of the Rambam, על שלושה דברים העולם עומד, על התורה, על העבודה ועל גמילות חסדים. There it say, על התורה ועל העבודה, סרט הרמב"ם, עבודה ממש, עבודת כפיים, מסכת אבות. Here we're learning something very important, say Rabbi Zion Cohen. From that, tell us, what is it said there in the Pasuk? It says, wait, I need to look at it because I don't remember it off by heart. Where is it? Yeah, והמלאכה הייתה דיים. The word דיים, it's mean miyad. It says והותר, hoter is, if we change the letters Torah, it says that the person, if he study Torah and then he go to work, HaKadosh Baruch Hu blessed his work, that what he can do in 2 hours of work, the other fellow friends that doesn't study Torah, it will take him at least 3-4 days, if not a week, to achieve. That's mean, say Rabbi Zion Cohen. And Rabotai, I checked it up and I saw it in the Gemara in Masechet Avodah Zarah, 19 folio 2. Check it up. If you want, I'll send you the copy. I actually marked it because I wanted to make sure that I'm not that. Avodah Zarah, Yutet Amud Bet, 19 folio 2. Chazal tell us that when a person learns Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to me, you study my Torah, I will bless your work. What a person can achieve without studying Torah, let's say a full day, a person that studies Torah will do it in an hour. The same work. And the same achievement. That means every morning, if you take for yourself a certain amount of time, even 5 minutes, read halacha, then come in the evening, after you finish to daven, sit and study Torah, you see that your work, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will put prosperity in your work like you can't believe. Say Rabbi Zion Cohen, where do you learn that? From this verse. והמלאכה הייתה דיים. What it means דיים miyad, if you change the letters דיים. To tell you that the person that learned Torah, והותר, hoter is Torah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bless him that the work that he'll do, he will achieve that in a shorter time than that doesn't. Let's finish the for Parshat HaShavua. Yeah, I'm still on time, 3/4 an hour, so I'm much ahead because I've decided that we're not going to keep it so long. In chapter 37, verse 1, look what it says. ויעש בצלאל את הארון עצי שתים, 2.5 אורכו, 1.5 רוחבו, 1.5 קומתו.
Bezalel made an ark of acacia wood, 2.5 cubits its length, and a cubic and a half its width, and a cubic and a half its height.
Okay, here the Torah tells us that Bezalel done the Holy Ark. If you look carefully, it's the only vessel. It's the only vessel that the Torah mentioned that Bezalel done. Come the Or Sameach. The Or Sameach was Rabbi Meir Simcha Cohen Mitvinsk. He born 179 years ago in Lithuania. And he asked, why Dafka? On that vessel, the Torah mentioned that Bezalel done. He done many other vessels, but that vessel, he done it himself. Why? That the Torah tells us. The Or Sameach wrote a book that's called Meshech Chochmah, that it's commentary on the Torah, the written Torah, the written Torah. And there he says something extraordinary. He said, if you look, many vessels been done by all the other craftsmen. All the other craftsmen make beautiful vessels. Not only that they make vessel, okay, some of the vessel later on have to be done in later stage by other craftsmen. That during time of the first Beit Hamikdash, the second Beit Hamikdash, please God for the third Beit Hamikdash. He said, but the Holy Ark been done only by Bezalel. He done it himself. He said, by that he done it, that Holy Ark been nignaz. Nignaz gone to Geniza. That means after the destruction, it's disappear. They're hiding it. They're hidden it. Okay? And that, after that, no one done any other Holy Ark. The Holy Ark that was all the time, it was of Bezalel ben Uri. Bezalel ben Uri ben Hur. The Torah tells us here that Bezalel done the first ark. Not only that ark never been changed, said the Or Sameach, listen to that for the future to come, when the Mashiach going to reveal himself to us and going to build a third Beit Hamikdash speedily in our days, the same ark that Bezalel done, that will be the ark in a third Beit Hamikdash. Said the Or Sameach, that's why it say here, Vayaf Bezalel et Aaron. That means only Bezalel done the Holy Ark. And it was in the first Beit Hamikdash, it was on the second Beit Hamikdash, it will be on the third Beit Hamikdash. No one going to do a different ark. All the other vessels, some of them been stolen, some of them been taken, as the Gemara tell us that with the Roman, when they conquered the Roman Empire, when they conquered Beit Hamikdash, that they took the parochet, and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said in the Zohar that one time he was in Rome and he saw the parochet and he saw the sprinkling of the blood on it. Not only that, the holy menorah, it's still underneath the Vatican. And you remember I explained to you a few years back, I brought what Harav Ben Tion Muchafi said, that he had one of his students work in a very sensitive job in Israel. He worked for the Mossad, and he was in the Vatican. And he said it's many floors under the ground. They have many bunkers, like bunkers under the ground. And he needed to be there. I don't know why and how. And he said that he saw all different things that there is under the ground. You say you can't believe what there is under the Vatican. It's like a city by himself, and everyone knows. So say the Or Sameach that for the future to come will be only one holy ark. And that's the one that Bezalel ben Uri done. Now the Haftarah that we're going to read, Rabotai, I want to remind you, this coming Parsha, you remember we spoke on Sunday that we're going to read Arba'a Parshiyot. The first parasha that we're going to read is Parashat Shkalim. So the Haftarah that we're going to read this Shabbos is the Haftarah of Shkalim. The Haftarah of Shkalim come from the book of Kings 2. There, the Haftarah speak about regarding the donation that they used to keep, that they used to give for Bedek Bait. What is Bedek Bait? Bedek Bait that they used to give donation to keep, to maintain Beit Hamikdash, to have enough for the sacrifice, not only physically to fix up Beit Hamikdash. When I say Bedek Bait, it's certain things if they needed to be fixed, or also for korbanot, that means for sacrifices. And the Haftarah speak about during the time of Yoash HaMelech. Yoash HaMelech was a good king that actually worshiped HaKadosh Baruch Hu properly, and everything that he done in the nice eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And he said that here, the Haftarah speak about all the donation, okay, that people have to give to the craftsmen in his time, okay, to the craftsmen in his time of Yoash HaMelech, the donation that being given that he used to give to the craftsmen to maintain Beit HaMikdash. And Parashat Shkalim speak about giving donation to build the korbanot for Chodesh Nisan, we spoke. This parsha speak about, what does it speak about? The tabernacle, it's the Beit HaMikdash. Speak about the donation. So the connection between them is to speak about between the Haftarah and the parsha, and also Parshat Shkalim that speak about giving the Mahatzit shekel, that Mahatzit shekel, we explained with that, they used to buy enough sacrifice for the months of Nisan, that they used to sacrifice, okay, that each tribe used to sacrifice every day. So it's come to tell you something extraordinary. Listen to that. It's come to tell you that the donation that they used to keep, it's to maintain Beit HaMikdash. And Be'ezrat Hashem, that we should all merit speedily to see the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu, and to see eyes to eye, eye in eye, just to see the Mashiach and the building of the third Beit HaMikdash. Amen, Ken Yehi Ratzon. If there is any question, please unmute and I will try to answer question regarding the Parsha. Bechavod.
Hello, it's Anthony. How are you?
Baruch Hashem, and you, Antonio. It's so nice to see you with us. How are you?
Thanks very much.
Yes.
Rod, how are
Anthony.
you? Thanks.
I'm well, and you?
It says in anyone who does work will be put to death. But we already heard that side that will be put to death in Kitaitsa. In the previous parsha, it said, so why does it repeat itself in Kahal? We already know they'll be put to death. Why does it repeat itself here again?
Very good question. First of all, just let me correct you if you don't mind. It's Parashat Kitisa, lo Kitetse. Kitetse, it's a parsha in Sefer Dvarim. Kitisa, okay?
Yeah.
Kitetse,
Sorry,
it's
yeah.
a parsha.
Kitisa.
It's a parsha in Sefer Dvarim. Kitetse la milchama al oivecha. When you go out to war against your enemy. Okay. So you ask a very valid question. How come that the Torah repeats himself and say, if you break the Shabbos, the punishment is dead. Nachon? Mot yumat. Nachon? That's what you're asking. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So it's come to teach us from here, one of the answers. There's many answers. I'm going to give you a shot of the answer, one of the simple answers. That Hazal tell us that the Torah repeated, you know why? Regarding to understand the holiness of Shabbos. That means the Shabbos is a covenant between us in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbos is a covenant that we took on ourselves when we become a nation. B'marat tziva lahem Shabbat. That means one of the first mitzvot after Bnei Israel left Egypt was Shabbat. Why dafka Shabbat? Shabbat is the covenant that when we keep Shabbat, we say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world. Why? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu on the seventh day, we say, Yom HaShvi'i Shabbat, נכון? Yom HaShvi'i Shabbat. Vayishvot Elokim Bayom HaShvi'i, נכון?
Yes.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu stopped doing any work on the seventh day. By that we're not working on the seventh day, we're declaring that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the creator. Come Chazal and say, you know why the Torah repeated? That this is a sign between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. To tell you that if you keep Shabbos, you're declaring the Almighty is the creator. And Chas v'Shalom, if you're not keeping Shabbos, you're declaring that HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't create the world. And that's punishment. So to teach us the holiness of the Shabbos. That's why the Torah repeats about it. Not only that, in Sefer Bamidbar, Parashat HaMekofesh. Anthony, just mute because there's a lot of noise behind you. If you don't mind, just mute.
All right.
There's a lot of mute behind you, please. So in Sefer Bamidbar, the Torah speak about the Mekoshesh. Mekoshesh is the person that pick up the sticks on Shabbat. And the Torah tell us that his punishment that they put him to death. Why is the Torah tell us? That there the Chazal explained that it was Shlofhad that done it on purpose, that everyone will see that he been put to death because he desecrated the Shabbos, and they will never do it. So here the Chazal said that the Torah come to teach us the holiness of Shabbat, and that's what it's repeat. Not only that, every day you speak about Shabbos in a davening. We mentioned by Yom HaShvi'i. Follow? Beseder? Anthony, you understand?
Yes, thanks very much. Yes, I understand. Thanks very much.
Pleasure. Okay, any other question? Rabotai, any other one want to ask question? Bechavod.
Rabbi David.
Oh, ברוכים הבאים, מזל טוב again, Christopher, welcome.
Thank
ברוכים
you.
הבאים, מזל טוב, may they build Beit נאמן בישראל, only nachas, only nachas.
Amen, amen, amen. You know, this statement made that you made about with Betzalel ben Uri ben Hur, that he himself was given the dimensions. He was told to, and this will be the Aron in that when the third temple comes along, it will be there for eternity for us. So would this not have been Hashem's amazing compensation for what happened to his grandfather, who was protecting totally opposite thing? He got killed. And here we have Betzalel, his grandson, being given that amazing honor to be able to, who he stood against the Avodah Zarah, and he is standing against truth and Torah. And perhaps there was a connection in this instance.
There is definitely a connection. You're 100% right. You're 100% right, Jeffrey, and I explained to you. Chazal say, why does it have to say Betzalel ben Uri ben Hur? Hur, when Moshe Rabbeinu gone up to heaven, we explained that Yeshua bin Nun gone to accompany him to go up to heaven, and he put his stand in the bottom of Mount Sinai. And he appointed Aharon and Hur, the son of Miriam. Hur was the son of Miriam, to lead the Jewish nation. When the multi-nation wanted to create the golden calf, who stand against them? Hur. What are you doing? Are you mad? What's wrong with you? Are you going to create idols? Immediately the multi-nation We know the story that he killed them. Aaron that saw that tried to win a little bit more time, and he said, Moshe Rabbeinu will, please God, will come down and we'll sort it out. Because Aaron say, if they're gonna kill him also, the entire Jewish people are gonna be wiped off. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gonna be wiped off. Because then there is no takana. There is no rectification if they kill two Jewish people. What's happened? HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't forget. HaKadosh Baruch Hu pay everyone. He said, who? You giving your soul to who? For the sake of heaven? I'll make sure that your grandson, Betzalel, take the word Betzalel, spell it to two, in the shadow of Hashem. That your grandson gonna be in my shadow. What does it mean gonna be in my shadow? That I'm gonna bring on him such a wisdom that number one, he'll have the holy wisdom. Not only that, he will rectify the entire Beit Hamikdash, the protocol Beit Hamikdash, that's the Mishkan. That's mean, HaKadosh Baruch Hu pay Betzalel, that was the grandson of who, for what? For the merit that his grandfather died. That his grandfather died for what? For the sake of stopping the golden calf. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, if you done something for me, nothing go. I have to reward you. How I'm going to reward you? Who? That you've given your soul for the sake of heaven? By that your grandson going to build my house. Why? Because you fought for me. No one else. Only your grandson going to do that. And the holy ark, that's Kodesh HaKodashim, the holy of holiness. Who going to do that? Your grandson, Betzalel. So here HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually merit who? That his grandson will build it. Why? Because you've given your soul for me. So what are we learning from here? What is the Musar? Saying Chazal, when a person do L'Shem Shamayim, any mitzvah L'Shem Shamayim, somewhere along the line, this mitzvah doesn't disappear. Maybe not in your life, but in the life of your kids. Maybe not, but in the life of your grandchildren, you see merit. So when we do mitzvah here, we don't know where is it going to lead. Rabotai, I heard a story. I want to share with you a story. I'm not going to mention name. And this story actually touched me. It's a story about a guy that a Jewish person used to help him. And somewhere along the line, the son later on came to do a business, and he saw that guy, and he wanted to buy the business, and he spoke to the guy, and they spoke, and he realized, that Jewish son realized that the guy himself, this guy, knew his father, and the father used to help him. That's what he said. The son wanted to check that he's right. How did he check it? Because he knew what the father used to say. And the guy said to him, listen to that Kiddush Hashem. Listen, this is something that strikes me that I can't understand. The father never used to work on Shabbos. And he always used to help people. And he used to say to him, you want to pay me? Come on Shabbos at 10 o'clock. But he never used to be there because he used to be Shomrei Shabbos. So he never used to be there. So they couldn't ever pay him. What am I trying to tell you? The merit that sometimes come to people, you don't know where is it going to come. Not this generation, not next generation. When you do good, it will never disappear. It will come to your son or to your grandson, and you hear about the good deeds that your father done. If it's not on this world, maybe not in your time, but in a time of your children, in a time of your grandchildren. It's come to teach us, Rabotai, very simple message. When we do a good deed here, we don't know how much we shake the heaven. Especially now, Rabotai, we just before the Geula. There's no question.
Yeah.
Look at Putin.
Yeah.
Vladimir Putin, he doesn't care. Look what he done. He done joke of all the world. The G7, Biden, we're going to put section. Yes, put. I'm going to do what I want to do. You're not going to tell me. We as Jews should learn from Putin. We have one God. No one can win us. If we go in with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, no one can change. Lehavdil from that goy. We should be the light for the nation. And that's the Musar of this Parsha Vayakhel. Moshe gathered the Bnei Israel. Why? That you should be the lighting for the nation by doing the Mishkan. And we should build the Mishkan. How do we build the Mishkan? When we're united. I don't have to agree with your opinion. I always say that. I don't have to agree with your opinion, but I need to respect you. I'm a Sfaradi, you're Ashkenazi, you're a Litvak, you whatever, you're a Chabad, you're a Breslev. We all unit an army of Hashem. I don't have to agree with you, but I have to respect you. Because we all serving one God, Rabotai. And that's the secret. The mahlokat is the most dangerous. How much we have to run away from mahlokat. That's the message of our parsha, a beautiful parsha. I would like, anyone else want to ask a question? No, I try to keep for an hour shiur. Usually we do it for an hour and a half. I try to summarize it so people are not going to get bored, people not going to lose concentration of the show, because usually we do it an hour and a half. I cut it by half an hour. I hope that you enjoyed. I would like to take the opportunity to wish each one of you individually Shabbat Shalom u'mevorechet. May please God, it's going to be a beautiful Shabbos. May the Almighty give us the opportunity to see Mashiach Tzidkenu speedily in our day. Amen. Ken Yehi Ratzon.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom,
Amen.
Rabbi.
Shabbos, Shabbat Shalom.
Have a good Shabbos, Rabbi. Have a
Shabbat Shalom.
wonderful Shabbos.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Bye-bye,
Beautiful.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Shabbat Shalom.
Bye.